It's not September anymore. Hi. Yes, it's actually November. We've already gone past Halloween. We are now driving straight into the holidays, the rest of the holidays for the end of this year. And Thanksgiving's dead ahead. Or if you're in Canada, it already happened. So, greetings to November, everyone. And thanks for, I don't know, just being you, being around. And if you're watching this on YouTube or LinkedIn, sweet. Glad to see you. Glad to have you around here. Please feel free to engage with the chat. I just started live streaming these last month. And actually, LinkedIn did what it does, where it sometimes will be like, oh, I'm sorry, you're not connected anymore. So hopefully now you're seeing it. Anyway, if this is new to you, this is my monthly newsreel called Unmuted. It's a newsreel rather than a newsletter because I don't like newsletters. I am not a fan of them. I don't read them. I'm sorry if you email them to me. I probably hardly ever look at them. I might. So I'm not a fan. And so I was like, well, I still need to send something out every month. Why don't I do what comes naturally to me and what I prefer, what I like? And I'm testing and trying things out. But a newsreel, and that's what this is. So you are tuning in right now to the November Unmuted by yours truly, Rachel Moore. And this is for the But Wait, There's More brand, which is my brand. So thank you all for watching and what have you. Every newsreel for the month, I cover 3 topics: podcasting, trust, and marketing. All 3 walk hand in hand. Trust is a big deal to me, so I always like to bring things up around that. Usually it correlates to stuff that matters to your marketing, probably your podcasting. Podcasting always matters to me and you. And marketing. You're watching marketing right now, so you're part of it. Well, let's dive in, shall we? First up, there's some new news on the podcasting front. Now, this is only going to really matter to you if you, A, are a user of Threads, or B, are required to market somebody on Threads, possibly your podcast. So, but it can also matter to you. Well, actually, you do roll into this first group if you're talking about this, is that maybe you listen to podcasts and like to share it with people on Threads. So Threads is rolling out podcast discovery, or easier podcast discovery, basically, and it's only right now supporting Spotify. So here's what will happen. If you post a Spotify link in Threads, it'll actually format a bit of a a bar, a banner, or an interactive, just a pretty link, pretty much a graphic, picturesque link of that podcast will appear in your post versus just being a cold turkey link or even like a link preview. It just looks a little bit different. Currently, it's only supporting Spotify links. They are anticipating it's going to be supported by Apple into the future, Apple Podcasts, that is. But right now, if you've got a Spotify podcast and you want to promote it on Threads, have at it. I don't know really how many people are using Threads. It feels like more and more. I know we see stats on how many more millions of users there are on Threads now. And again, it's a Meta product. If you have Instagram, you technically have Threads. You just may or may not have posted on it yet. I frankly, you know, after kind of abandoning X, to be honest, and I'm not saying you should, but I don't really post there a whole lot anymore. But I found myself gravitating more toward Threads. Blue Sky is also out there. There's also Mastodon. And Reddit, frankly, has been somewhere I have gravitated more to, than X as well. But just so you know, now you can promote your podcast, at least your Spotify podcast, on Threads just a little bit easier nowadays. So go check it out. Go try it out. Report back. Let us know how that goes for you. Next topic I want to reach out about to you is about how AI generated media is helping to drive people more and more toward private groups and communities. Now, if you scroll any feed out there right now, you're running into AI generated content. Whether that's a text only post, or a comment, or reply on a post, or a video, a reel, a story, a TikTok video, they're everywhere. And it is getting more and more difficult to distinguish AI generated content, bots, etc., from authentic users and authentic media. And y'all, it's on my brain. I think it's really fun to play around with, but it's everywhere. We see it We see politicians using it. We see political campaigns. We see media. We see Netflix shows. And everyone and their brother is trying this out and seeing what the kind of boundaries and the ropes are on it. What is happening though is that people are now tending to take their time online toward private groups and communities where there's a bit more rigor around saying, well, not everybody can get in this community. There's usually some vetting or some kind of authentication saying a real person is engaging here rather than a bot or, or an AI, an avatar or something where you cannot definitively say, is that a real person? And so I wanted to bring that up because it makes a ton of sense to me. I definitely am someone, I have some private groups and communities I engage with. I feel a lot more like it's trustworthy content in there, knowing that there is a bit of a process. And if you've actually tried, if you've joined or are a part of a Facebook group nowadays or other groups, they are setting up more vetting questions where you can only be approved if you answer questions and someone can actually authenticate, say, okay, that feels real. We've seen this a lot too with even authentication processes for a lot of the platforms we use. They're actually asking for things like government identification, and also for you to like shoot a selfie video where they ask you to turn your head and make sure that you're not actually making something up or making up a visage of yourself. Now, what does this mean for you if you're a brand? Social media has been out there and ads, whether it's organic or it's paid, has been out there as a way, as a major channel for you to get things out there and try to reach your audience. But as people start abandoning public feeds, open feeds, where we're not sure if we're engaging with bots or not, how much is that going to impact how you can reach actual customers and leads in your target audience if they're not even there anymore? I really do think this is an aspect that companies are going to have to crack more often. Rather than just the spray and pray thing where you just like push out tons of content onto feeds, you're actually going to have to put more effort in to say, well, okay, we actually need to have an ambassador from our company, maybe be present, have a user profile in a private community or group. A, you need to find out what those groups are. B, you need to try to get access to them. And C, you're going to need to abide by the protocol, by the etiquette that group demands. If you've ever engaged on Reddit, you know how real this is. You can be in a community and be banned lickety split if they feel like you are spamming or selling. I actually got banned from the menopause subreddit because I mentioned that I'm like, hey, I'm trying to talk to women with experiences of menopause, and I have a channel where I do that on, and I got banned. Okay, they absolutely had in their right to ban me. It makes me sad, but I'm just saying it can happen even if you're very innocently saying, I'm not even profiting off anything like that. They're very rigorous most of the time. There will be obviously some communities where maybe the mods are kind of taking a powder and they're not really paying attention. But if you're a brand that is trying to still reach people and do it authentically, guess what? The AI slop might not be the way forward for you much longer. I'm not saying you can't generate content or use AI to help come up with ideas, but if you are generating AI videos or trying to set up a bot to interact as you or your brand, watch it. There's ways and places I think can totally do that. Chat support, where you're like getting some of the initial stuff out of the way and trying to do it really well. But at some point, human is going to have to enter that mix if anyone's going to take you seriously, especially if people are leaving more public spaces and feeds because they're just annoyed to the hilt with the AI slop that they're seeing, and they're tired of bots and they just want to interact with real people. What does that mean for you? You're going to need to work on community relations. You're going to need to have people who know how these platforms work, who take the time and the effort and the care to represent your brand authentically and knowledgeably in those spaces. Guess what that's going to mean? You cannot say, oh, well, we'll just have AI do it. You've got to invest in those people. Y'all know how I feel about this too if you follow me on LinkedIn or pretty much anywhere on social. So brands, if you are really trying to stay on the forefront of this, use AI where it makes sense. It's not going to make sense for you to be just pushing your content out there as people start abandoning in droves the public feeds that you're used to using as marketing channels. So Take that to the bank. Let me know what you think about that. If you've got communities that you know your customers are frequenting, find out where those are. And a great way to do that is to authentically survey your customers, talk to your customers, ask them where they're getting their stuff. Discord is a great place that people might be frequenting. Facebook groups, even LinkedIn groups, probably some ways, but there's all kinds of like smaller, private, vetted communities, Slack included, where you can be finding your customers. Lastly, I want to touch on marketing, and that will relate to goals. Oh my gosh, guess what time of year it is? It's getting to the end of 2025, 2026 right around the corner. Guess what everyone's doing? Establishing your goals for 2026, at least for Q1, if not the entire year. So a crucial aspect of setting goals. You can absolutely set up things that you know you are going to reach for. But I am going to mention that unless you're setting up actual benchmarks and then metrics for you to attain, what are we doing? So we've all heard probably, and if you haven't, no knock on you. You might be new to this, the term SMART goals. And actually, I'm going to look this up really quick because I want to make sure I'm not misrepresenting what SMART stands for in here. But I'm pretty sure I can remember what it all means. So when you're setting up goals, so let's just take this super bare bones. Let's say that next year I want to make sure I am doing a monthly newsreel just like this one that I am putting out on a live stream as well as sending out via an email once a month. So I'm going to set a goal for myself and I'm going to make it a SMART goal. Now, SMART is an acronym that stands for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. Okay. Let's dissect the goal I just set for myself. I, Rachel Moore, am going to create and distribute, broadcast as well, a monthly newsreel called Unmuted, where it's going to cover a topic of podcasting, a topic of trust, and a topic of marketing once a month. And I'm going to do that. And I would like to make sure I use that to then increase my newsletter following or subscribers by 20 people. Now, I got really specific. So that's the S in SMART. I got specific with that goal. I told you exactly what I plan to do. It's measurable. By the end of 2026, I need to be able to go to my MailChimp account saying, great, I did this once a month. Did I gain 20 subscribers as a result of doing this? And remember, my Unmuted, it's on my YouTube channel and stuff, and I'm putting links out there whenever I put this out to say, hey, go sign up for my newsletter. So I've got a way for people to sign up. So far it's specific, it's measurable. Is it achievable? Yes. Now I say that after I didn't send an email out last month for October, but I did do the video. It's achievable, but it's not too much of a stretch to say I can't do it. I know I need to set this goal for myself. Now, is it relevant? Well, that's the key. That's why we're going to be measuring this. I think it's relevant to my business. Is it relevant to my audience? We're fixing to find out, as they say in the South. I used to live in the South and I love that term. Is it relevant? The topic is relevant to my business of podcasting and marketing because podcasting is part of marketing. It's relevant that I talk about trust and how podcasting builds trust. It's relevant as a marketing channel. It's relevant as a medium of marketing in that I tend to do a ton of video. And is it time bound? I just said I'm going to be doing a monthly video that I'm sending out each month, and I'm going to be doing it every month through 2026. So it's time bound. So I just created a SMART goal. Now, I mentioned benchmarks. You have to start from somewhere. So I have been doing this newsreel. So again, I'm using myself as an example. I've been doing this newsreel since August of this year. Just started it. So I've only been doing it for about less than half a year. My benchmark thus far is that, out of that, since August, I've done now this will be the third out of 4 newsreels that I've done. I missed October. I didn't send that out via my email. So my benchmark is that, that's where my starting place is. Now I want to bring something up too. Benchmarks are nothing to be scared of or embarrassed about. Even if you're starting at 0, we haven't done this yet. That's a benchmark. Okay, there's nowhere to go but up. But benchmarks are something you're just basically getting the pulse of now, okay? So I can authentically go look right now on my YouTube channel and say, okay, I have an August newsreel. I have a September newsreel. I have an October one that didn't go out via my newsletter. And now I've got a November one. I can go to my MailChimp account and say, I did email August. I did email September. I didn't email October. That's a benchmark. I messed up. I didn't get it out. I need to count that. So guess what? If I get to the end of 2026 and I did do the video every month and I did send the email out every month and I did get 20 subscribers, guess what? I have that benchmark. Also, my benchmark are my current number of subscribers. So if I wind up losing subscribers, Rachel's going to be pivoting this goal by the end of Q1 if that's the case. I'll know that this isn't resonating with the people I want to reach. So keep that in mind. Goals are great to say, I'm going to do this thing. But I think really two things you have to do. Make sure they are smart. So you've got the specificity, achievability, they're measurable. I'm going out of order. They're reachable or they're relevant rather, and they're time bound. There's something about time there. And make sure you've got benchmarks. Start somewhere, even if it's absolute zero, and then you can grow from there. That's it for today. I kept this one under 20 minutes. I'm super proud of myself. So again, thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in. This is Unmuted, my newsreel that I put out each month. For those of you who are subscribed to newsletter, I'll be sending this out to your inbox. It'll basically give you all the 3 clips of what we talked about today, so you don't have to watch the whole thing. Maybe you're like, I only want to see the podcasting thing. Or maybe you're like, I only want to hear what she's going to talk about with Trust or marketing. You can do that. But also you can go subscribe to my YouTube channel as well. Please do subscribe to my inbox, my newsletter. I am saying all the great things. I'm such a good communicator, sarcasm font. But thank you so much for tuning in. One other thing I'm going to include in my goal is I'm actually going to use the actual captions that I prepared beforehand. I had more than this. This is the one you're seeing. I'll get better at this. It's just me, myself, and I producing this right now as it's going out to you. Thank you all. Appreciate you. Have a great rest of your November. Have a good whatever you might be celebrating through the rest of this month. And I'll see you on December's Unmuted. Bye, everybody.